such a weirdo. Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a Crow Collective, the collective, for today. Today is Saturday, January 24th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we absolutely love that for you, Mildred. I don't know why I said that. God's kiss. Mildred's kiss. If it doesn't fit, leave it on the table for someone else. Don't take on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Urban Crow Oracle from MJ. From AMJ. We got one on the table, two on the table. Ooh. Okay, hold on. They're all coming out here. Ooh, look at those. Three on the table. All of a sudden, I feel like I should have brought a drink in with me. I said I was going to drink some water. That was like 2 hours ago. I have the hardest time drinking water and staying hydrated when I'm at home. Just like I have to force myself to eat usually because I'm just not, like, I'm busy. I'm doing other things. I'm not interested. All right, we're going to do 2 more shuffles. I already walked 4 miles today and I'm planning to walk another 2. I'm going to eat my pizza real soon. I'm so excited. And I made blueberry walnut protein bread. I'm going to eat some of that. 4 on the table. 5 with bottom of the deck. We've got growth, anomaly, perspective, fear in the reverse. And then bottom of the deck is night. Feminine, masculine, take out resonates. I don't know if this is somebody like thinking about oneself, or is this somebody thinking about someone else? Like, is the anomaly believing this to be true of oneself, or is somebody else watching them and thinking it's true? I mean, I guess either way, it doesn't matter. Either way, it's the same emotions and thoughts, I guess. Somebody's going through, whoever the anomaly is, right, is going through a lot of growth, prosperity. There's perspective on life, situations, people, humanity, spirituality, aka whatever, has probably undergone a transformation. It probably continuously undergoes a transformation. This is somebody that wouldn't be afraid to do shadow work. This is somebody that wouldn't be afraid to take responsibility for their actions, accountability. And it's kind of funny, like, they don't fear the unknown is what I'm seeing with these 2 cards. They don't fear the unknown. They don't fear the dark. Like, they don't fear darkness. I guess this anomaly would be someone so in tune with their light, with the light, maybe in tune with God, right? That they don't fear anything else. I mean, what is there to fear? I mean, really, tell me, what is there to fear? What do you fear? Leave it in the comments. Tell me what you fear. Um, and again, I don't think I'm any different than anybody else, but I've experienced pretty much almost, well, I feel as though I've experienced pretty much everything there is to experience as a human. I don't fear death. I died when I was 7 and I came back. I've never feared death. Um, I've been raped and sexually assaulted, physically assaulted, emotionally, mentally, and verbally abused by a loved one for 40 some odd years. Tell me what is left to fear? Going outside and getting shot? The journey is over. I mean, are you fearful of that? Who's fearful of that? In this day and age, what are you fearful of? I'm thinking about this lady. She posted a video on TikTok yesterday or last night about being a woman in the 80s and what she had to go through in the 80s in regards to men and dating and sex. And she said that she literally just had sex with men so they would leave her alone. Like, the entitlement of men was so out of control that she would literally just have sex with a man so that they would leave her alone. Like, they got what they want, they would move on to the next. She was initially making a comment about her body count, right? She's like, I don't even know what that would be. She's like, I couldn't even tell you. She's like, I slept with men and don't even remember their names. I'm guessing, she didn't say, but I would guess she probably had a pretty high body count, right? Her whole point of the TikTok was the way man feels entitled now in 2026 and the effect that our administration has on men. And this is specifically to men, all right? So don't, this whole post that I saw was specifically about masculine. So men specifically, gender specific. And she said that she thinks that if the administration puts into law certain things and takes away women's rights, she said, prepare, because men are going to feel entitled and you are literally going to sleep with them, so they will just leave you alone and move on to the next one. Do we fear that? Do I fear that? I don't know. Do I? Again, I've been raped and sexually assaulted. I don't really fear that, honestly. I could see someone else fearing that, someone that's never been raped, someone that's never been sexually assaulted, someone that's never felt as though they were forced to do something that they didn't want to do. A lot of entitled women, I'm saying it, who have never really experienced the harsher side of life, or at the very least, not that harsh of a side of this life, right? Could be quite surprised by the expectation of having to sleep with men, whether you like it or not. Kind of goes back to The Handmaid's Tale, right? Have you ever watched the show? Have you read the book? I have not read the book. I have watched the show. I did not watch the last season, only because I don't have Hulu. So I got to figure out how to watch the last season. But yeah, Handmaid's Tale is about the loss of women's rights, the complete loss of women's rights. It's about the falling of the U.S. There's no more United States, and what is left of it is a mere ghost of what it once was. And it's all based on the synopsis that the birth rate lowers to such a point that what is left of the US government decides to take the rights of women away, turn women into incubators, sex slaves, and women are forced to have sex with men, to have babies, to provide babies for men and their wives, because their wives can't have kids. There was a movie, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago with Clive Owen. Was it Clive Owen and Kate Winslet? I can't remember who the woman was. And they were protecting an African woman, a young Black African woman who was pregnant. And she was the first woman in the world to be pregnant in like 5 years, 10 years, something like that. And they were protecting her because everybody wanted this baby. Would you fear that? I don't know. This is kind of very specific because I feel like I'm throwing things out that women would be fearful of and not necessarily men. But there is always the byproduct of that for men. And that's the fact that, women as a whole wouldn't want to have anything to do with men. However, there's a lot of women now that don't want to have anything to do with men. So it's really not that big of a change, honestly. Whoever the anomaly is, they have no fear. They don't. It's like they don't fear the darkness of others, but they also don't fear. Yep, fear the darkness within. Like, this is someone that knows that there's a balance, right? I think I posted it. Yeah, I posted it to YouTube. The video of Dolly Parton talking about how, like, she's not perfect and she has her bad days and her good days, right? And I posted that because it touches on what I've been saying for how long. Like, we're all human. We're not perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly in us at all times. You are healing from birth to death, but you aren't always good. You're not 100% good all the time. And by that, I mean, you have days where you're sad. You have days where you want to sit in bed and call off from work and not get up and just stare at the wall. You have days where you might get mad and snap, like when I snap at the cats, or someone snaps at a coworker, or unfortunately a retail worker, like the person that made your cheeseburger at the local burger shop. I mean, we all have bad days. I posted that video because it very much resonates with what we always talk about, And it's okay to have the bad day as long as you recognize, like, I want to wake up tomorrow and I want a better day and I want to be a better human. If you're the person that has a shit day and you act shitty and you go home and you're like, well, these people just piss me off. Like, it has nothing to do with me. I'm fine. I'm normal. I'm okay. I'm perfect. Then, honey, you are not healing. You're taking no accountability. You're not healing. You're not showing signs of growth. Because that's a piss poor attitude, right? I've been there. I've been there. I've been that person that was like, oh no, it's everybody else's fault and not mine. It's everybody else that's in the wrong and it's not me. It couldn't possibly be my fault, right? That's like when I have those days where I feel like I'm off. I get very quiet and I try to like seclude myself, if that makes sense. Like, I try to close myself off. And it's funny because if I go to work, people will know. People will literally know. And there's a few that give a shit there that will actually come up to me and be like, are you okay? And I'll be like, no, but I will be. And thank you for asking. And then I continued to go about my day as closed off as I possibly can, because I don't want to be one of those people that reacts, that puts their darkness onto somebody else, that projects that onto someone else. I don't want to do that. Like, I know when I feel it, and I try very hard not to put it on anybody else. And I think I talked about this, was it this morning or was it yesterday, about the cats and how I realized why I yell at the cats. And then again, like, why am I projecting onto a cat who doesn't understand? Like, they don't understand. I mean, I guess on one hand, it's a good thing because they don't understand, but on the other hand, they do understand the volume of my voice, the tone of my voice, right? So when I get angry, they know I'm angry. They may not really realize why, or maybe they do, I don't know. But it's not okay to take it out on them. And I have said this too, that it's gotten less and less and less over probably like the last 6 months to a year. But every once in a while, man, I get triggered. I get triggered. I'm like, why? Why do I come home and there's barf on the floor? Why do I have to clean up after these animals? Because they're your cats, Kim. Unfortunately, they can't do it themselves. And they're getting older. They're not old, but they're getting older. Anyway, what do you fear? What does somebody fear? This anomaly doesn't fear much, if anything. And it's kind of funny. They're like the crow's upside down on this card, and because this is turned over, the scarecrow is upside down on this card. People might look at this person from the outside, and it might like turn them inside and out. Like it turns them upside down. Like they don't get it. Like they don't understand the perspective. They would not understand what it is to not fear, right? And again, we're all just human, people that haven't experienced certain things or haven't really experienced a lot of trauma in their life probably wouldn't fear, right? Or probably would fear, I'm sorry. Because well, at least in my opinion, okay, I know it's not the same for everybody, but experiencing all that I've experienced, it just gets to a point where you're just like, okay, well, what's next? And am I really am I really supposed to walk out my front door every day in fear of everything? Because I've already experienced all of this. At that point, it's like, who the fuck cares? I'm just going to live my life. I can't worry about men with guns, children selling drugs, hookers on the street. Like, I just need to live my life. I mean, if I can help somebody else, I'm going to help somebody else. But I can't worry about something that could possibly happen to me. It just doesn't make sense. Why waste the energy on that when I could utilize that energy for something good? But other people don't know that, right? Other people probably look at this anomaly and they're like, well, what the fuck? Why do you think you know everything? How do you think you're so much better than everybody else? And it's not even like that. Healing isn't about that. It's not about ego. It's not about, oh, I healed faster than you did. I was the first one to heal from that trauma and you're still sitting in it. No. And that's the thing. Healing people would recognize that. Everybody goes at their own pace, does their own thing. Unhealing people don't get that. Don't get that at all. Like, they're stuck in a specific mindset and they stay there, and that's that. Totally different. Like I said, I think people do watch this person and question them, like question the behavior, I guess you would say. the authenticity, right? But there might be someone or someone specific that watched this person. Because I am with the Knight card getting a little bit of like some type of like under the cover of night deception kind of thing. And again, it could go back to the fear card in the reverse, but I think somebody or someone's watched this anomaly. Like they're unseen, right? Or they think they are. Um, yeah. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I think I'm gonna make it short and sweet. Um, I hope it resonates for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if anything you were entertained. Leave your comments in the comments. Leave your comments in the comments. If you have any, if you want to say something. I hope everybody has a lovely Saturday evening, and I'll talk to you later.